All right, it looks like I am live right now, y'all. I am live on Facebook and YouTube, and I'm on TikTok as well. So, I wanted to talk a little bit about compartmentalizing your intuition. And so, one of the things that I realized and recognized in the work that I do and the studying that I have done over these decades, especially this last decade, this last decade has been, excuse me, a whirlwind. Excuse me, y'all. Let me drink a little tea. All right. I'm drinking dandelion, hibiscus, and another root I can't remember right now, but dandelion and hibiscus is in that tea, and it's a little challenging, but I know that it is good for me, and so I'm drinking it. I cannot drink coffee, so that's a thing. So I wanted to talk. I want to share a collective reading for today that I just did. And then I want to talk a little bit about clairvoyance because that is one of our gifts of our intuition that we can use. And I want people to stop compartmentalizing your. What I mean by that is using it just in certain circumstances, stuffing it down. A lot of times we will put intuition in a category, and we love labels, especially in these times. Now, we didn't so much in the past, in history, not so much because there were things that people were and things that people did that um, were just things they did, but now everything has a label. They want to label everything. So when you start putting your intuition in a box, it's compartmentalizing. So you put it, you sit it on the shelf, you use it in this area, but you don't use it in that area. You use it, at work, but you don't use it with your kids, or you use it with your kids or in your household. You don't use it at work. You go to church, you don't use it, you just shut it down. And so I am on this mission to help people to normalize using their intuition. And so the first card, y'all, that came for this particular session today, it's a collective card. So take, eat the meat and spit out the bones, as my grandmother used to say. So it resonates with you. So have faith. Have faith. Faith. Have faith. So what is faith? Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So basically, it is when you believe a thing that you haven't seen. So the first step to even using your intuition is having faith. And so the next card that came is life purpose. And so when you use intuition in your life purpose, you will actually discover it because it will start to show up for you. And you'll start to see that many times our life purposes are things that we have done all of our life. Sometimes, if you're a person that everybody comes to, you're a natural counselor, or you're the person that, everyone comes and when they need advice, then that could be an open door for you as well. And so use your intuition in that way. The next one that came was move through the fear. Move through the fear. Move through the fear. So don't allow fear to take a grip on you. Don't allow yourself to stay in that place of fear. Allow yourself to connect with your spiritual team, with God, with the universe, with source, whatever you call it. I call it guts. Divine healing intelligence is another thing I just love about using to refer to our higher power. And so at this time, we are being called to move through it because if y'all don't notice, people are throwing fear at you in every direction. They're throwing fear at you with, in the United States with the elections and all of this stuff. They're throwing fear at you with the COVID thing. They're throwing fear at you with everything they can throw fear at. And so this card was super appropriate, especially for this time, because it's time to move through that fear. And so in order to be able to connect to your intuition as well, you got to move through the fear. Because what happens is a lot of times we have not trusted ourselves forever, or, you second guess yourself. And when you second guess yourself, what does that mean? That means that you are not trusting yourself, neither are you having faith. And so the next card, the last card that came, because I usually pull three, but this one wanted to come because it jumped right out the deck, but it's expand your perspective. Expand your perspective. And so what that means to me is opening up to your intuition, opening up to it, because you can use it in everyday life. Now, I just talked about in another live about my book that I wrote, Walking Away, Winning the War Against Shame, Abuse, AIDS, and Abandonment. And yeah, that's me, in case you're wondering, in blonde, which I will probably be again. But that book I channeled. I channeled that book. I wrote that book in 30 days. Now, it was my story, so that's fair, but it had happened a long time ago, and I had actually repressed a lot of those things, because you don't know, repression is a coping mechanism for people a lot of times, because in order for you to continue to live this life when you are going through so much horror and trauma, you have to repress some shit. You just have to try to let it go. But it doesn't go, it just goes underneath, it goes deep. So you have to start to pull it back up. So in my case, I channeled this book, and I was able to pull it back up so that I could, share it, and so that I could write it, because, that is, like I said, repression is a coping mechanism so that we can continue to live in this world. Because if I had all of that stuff on me, just trying to live, I might not have made it. So using your intuition. So clairvoyance is the one I'm going to share about today. And just for a commercial, I'm going to invite y'all to my 4-week course on awakening your intuition. It's going to be 4 Mondays on Zoom starting November the 6th at 11 a.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Eastern time, 7 p.m. UK time, I think. Yeah, 7 p.m. UK time. So come and join us. And if you sign up for it, you'll also get the replays. So we're gonna dive into each of these spiritual gifts, how we can use them. I'm going to share practical tips and tools, and also a meditation journey to help you to solidify what you have learned, and so that you can move forward and use it. Because my goal is for you to be able to come to this course and learn how to use each of your spiritual gifts in your life every day, and not just in the woo-woo area, and not just because you want to read cards, because that's another way, but or you want to do the tarot or whatever. But that is something that I'm really on a mission to help to spread in the world. And I want to try to make it easy, because everybody that I've been listening to, so many people, at least not everybody, but so many people that I've been listening to over the years have made it so difficult, and it seemed to be so hard. And then when I started really tapping in, I realized it's not hard. And also, you make things hard sometimes, because that also is one of those things that we have used, historically, to keep us from moving forward. You just make it hard, and so you don't do it. So we're gonna dispel those rumors and those myths, and we're gonna move forward and make it easy. So when we talk about clairvoyant, and I put in the description on Facebook, I think, clairvoyant, the TV gift. We call it the TV gift because it's the one that everybody sees on TV when you see different stories about people that are gifted. A lot of times, they say, I'm a clairvoyant, and everybody's talking about that, and everybody wants to be a clairvoyant because you want to see. And truthfully, everybody has that gift. We can all see, but it's just like a muscle. You have to practice it. And then it's like other things where, you may naturally be a singer, like I am naturally a singer. Music comes out of me. I love music. So it wouldn't be hard for me to, deepen that gift and hone that gift, because I'm natural at it. And so clairvoyance and all the gifts are actually the same. So I'm going to talk about a few ways to increase your psychic seeing. And that's what clairvoyant is, just FYI. Clairvoyant is psychic seeing, you know. So we can practice visualization. Clairvoyants have strong visualization abilities. That really is how it got discovered, is people would see things. So it's helpful to spend time to become a super visualizer. So if you can, and you have the time in your day, you can make the time. That's what I'm going to say, because many times we have the time, but we have to make it. And so the more you practice, the easier it will become, because seeing clairvoyance have is usually in their mind's eye. So it's not like, seeing in your physical eyes, but you can. You can see in your physical eye. Oh my God, what is that noise?
You know that was my first time eating.
Jesus. Woo, sorry. But you see through your third eye, which is around here somewhere. It's the chakra that's just between your eyebrows. And so you can activate it also by just rubbing it. And you can also ask. You can also, before you go to sleep, is another good time. Sometimes even when you are just having a moment, set your intentions to expand your clairvoyant abilities, and then focus on your third eye and rub it. Of course, connecting with the breath is always the part. So you want to do that. You want to spend a few minutes each day visualizing. And I mean, sometimes you have to just take a moment, but spend a few minutes each day visualizing different images, pictures, and scenes in your mind. Eye is really fun and relaxing way to develop your clairvoyance. So when you for example, to visualize with numbers and flowers, you can close your eyes and imagine the number 1 in your mind. When you can hold the image for 10 seconds, move on to number 2 and 3 and all the way up to 10. And so this is a good way to do that. And it just takes a few minutes. Just close your eyes, take a deep breath, and then imagine that you see the number 1 in your mind. Imagine the number 1. And then see it. And then hold it for 10 minutes. 10 seconds, sorry. Hold it for 10 seconds. And then move on to the next one. Also, you can also play games. So there is a clairvoyant game. Think about memory, like the game Memory as a child. I remember playing Memory. You put the cards face down and then you flip one over one at a time, trying to make matches. So Memory is an excellent game for clairvoyance. And you don't have to do that with memory cards, y'all. You can do it with any cards. You can do it with playing cards. You can do it with oracle cards, whatever. Another thing you can do is have a friend or whoever place 10 random items on your kitchen table, and you leave the room while they're setting up. And then close your eyes and imagine each of the items. Practice seeing in your mind's eye where each item is located, the size, the color. Write all of the objects down and in as much detail as possible. Open your eyes and then look at the table and see how you did. And this is a simple exercise to do to help you to increase your clairvoyance. You can also practice telepathically sending and receiving card images. So practice it's like pretending is what it is. It's like pretending that you are sending someone a card. And then you can also use crystals to open up your third eye. Crystals are a great way to open your third eye chakra. So what you'll do is you'll place them near you when you meditate or lay them near your forehead when you go to sleep. You can also carry them in your pockets. This will remind you of your intention to develop your clairvoyance throughout the day. Plus, crystals are fun to carry. So 2 of the crystals that are known for opening the third eye are amethyst. Trying to see if I have one laying around here because I have lots of crystals. I don't see it. Amethyst and fluorite are 2 crystals that you can use to help to open your third eye. So that is those are some tips that I have that you can use in order to open your clairvoyance. Now I have other tips. There are more tips than that, y'all. There are so many things and exercises that you can do. And so I'm just sharing a few of them here. But if you come to my class, you'll get some more tips, and you'll also get a PDF with exercises to increase your intuition and allow you to use your psychic gifts in a proper way. And so that is something that we are doing. So my class is starting on November the 6th. There is also a private Facebook group for this class. It's starting on November the 6th. The link is going to be on Eventbrite, and I will drop that in the comments. so that you can get it. Let me see. Let me see if I can get this link real quick. Okay, there. Okay, I'm going to drop it in the comments. Now, there is an energy exchange for this one, guys. It is $111, but I mean, think about it. It's 4 classes. So that's barely, I don't think that's even $30 a class. So it's 4 classes. Will be Mondays, November the 6th at 11 a.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Eastern time, 7 p.m. UK time. So, and if you sign up and you can't make it, you will get the replays sent to you. All right, so that is something that I am doing, and I'm super excited about that course. And like I said, there's also a Facebook group that you can jump into once you sign up for, communication. If you want to ask questions, connections, and I'll drop also the class into the Facebook group so that you can go back and watch that as well. And it'll be open for a while. So that's something that I am so excited about, because it just lights me up when I see people open up and be able to really connect in this way, because, people think that it is woo-woo and hocus pocus, but it really isn't. Using your intuition, you can use your intuition on your job, which is really good. You can use it with your kids, which is really good. And I'm also going to drop the link to the YouTube video that I did about using your intuition, which was phenomenal. It was really just a pop-up video that I did because I was at the metaphysical shop working, and I had a break in my schedule, and so I just decided to jump on it live, and it ended up being so good. I actually watched it again myself last night, sharing about how I use my intuition in doing this coursework that I had to do for my husband and myself, these continuing education units. And I don't know, y'all know some of those things are so freaking boring, and this was the case with this thing. And so I think I had 6 classes to do, and so once I finished, once I got through about the second or third class, I couldn't even read that stuff no more. So I just sat down and I started practicing using my intuition to answer the questions. And guess what? I passed all the classes. Some of them I scored in the 90s, but I passed them all. And I was so excited because I was able to use my intuition in everyday life in a way that helped me and made sense to me. And so what I want to do is help you learn how to use your intuition in a way that helps you, in a way that makes sense to you, because there are so many different ways to use them. And for years, people have taught in all kinds of different ways. And sometimes, and I'm going to say this, and I'll probably get, whatever for it, but sometimes people have made that stuff so hard. And it's almost like they make it hard intentionally so that you have to go to somebody else to get your guidance. But you don't. You can get the guidance right from yourself using your own tools and gifts. So, and I'm on a mission to normalize that so that you are able to connect to spirit, God, source, the universe for yourself. And this has nothing to do with whether you go to church or not, because here's the thing about that. You go to church, there's a pastor, preacher, priest, a prophet, whoever is over at your doing your thing, but they're not the only one that can connect to spirit. You can. You connect to spirit using your intuition. You connect to spirit. They're not the only ones. So it doesn't matter about that, because I was raised Pentecostal. So I know all about that stuff. And we did church on the regular, sometimes every day when there was revivals and conventions and convocations or whatever. They all have different names that they call them, but whatever it is, it's about the same. So anyway, so that is one of the things that I wanted to share with you today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Make sure that you go on YouTube and watch that, and sign up if you want to get in that Awaken Your Intuition class, because I'm just excited about it, and I know it's going to fill up. It's going to fill up. Right now there's like 20 spots because I didn't want it to be too big and too many people. I wanted it to be where, we would have a chance to dialogue if we wanted to, and it would not, people wouldn't feel intimidated and all that kind of stuff. But if I have to open it up to more, I will do that. But right now there are 20 seats, and I'm super excited for all of you showing up, just to, listen to me talk about intuition, because y'all know that is my jam. And if you are looking for somebody to speak in your group or in your event or anything like that, I am open to speak. I can talk about intuition all day long. And I can talk about spiritual gifts all day long. I can talk about using your energy wisely all day long. So again, thank y'all for hanging out with me. I absolutely adore, and I'm also open to collaborations. So, if that's something that you have going on, consider me. Thank you so much for hanging out. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday or whatever day it is that you catch this. But just be blessed. Bye now.